Good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky. Miss Amber's sitting beside me. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
I got up this morning, it was at about 5:45, and I walked out onto my balcony. As you know, I go out on there every morning, and there was frost on everyone's
on
car.
the cars.
I loved it. I love it.
You do?
Oh, I just feel invigorated when
You
it's
like
cold.
scraping your windows?
Well, no, I have a garage.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
he likes watching everybody else scrape.
No, but it costs me money. It's not free.
No, I can't.
And every month I think, why am I spending this money on a locked
and you know
up
what?
garage?
But I'm giving you a hard time, and I'm the same way.
But I will say, the first place I moved in Utah, and it snowed, I didn't have a garage. I made that never to happen again.
No, it's-
because I'd come out, there'd be a foot of snow on the car.
I didn't know what to do.
Neither did I.
Okay.
I'd never been in the snow before.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
As
yeah.
in living in the snow.
I did learn a credit card works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you're
Well,
in a
I still
bind.
have one of those long sticky things in the car that I keep it in the back seat if we're driving around during the day,
yeah.
But never at night. I don't know whether it's bad for your car or not. Is
To
it?
do what? I always think that too because it's it's kind of violent to scrape it.
you
Does
gotta
that hurt
scrape
the
it.
wind? No.
Well, I
it
remember
can't.
being in Alaska, and I'd come out sometimes during the day, and you'd have half a car.
I'd go right back in bed.
I'd get the receptionist to go out for me.
The
shovel
receptionist? You would make her
Well,
do
she'd
it?
have these long boots on, and I'd have a pair of little Gucci loafers on, completely ridiculous, and she'd go out and hoof it out, and then I'd come out and hop in the car.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, well, speaking of Alaska, I just want to take this minute. My little buddy, Barry, you know I make fun of him all the time here, Barry. I'm really sad. He's been my right-hand guy on my teleprompter since the day we started here on the show. And he's moving on, and he's been at this station for, I think, Baz, 11 years, buddy.
We're all really sad.
Yeah.
I keep begging
and,
him to stay.
I know. I went in and said to him, I'm really going to miss you. And he said, yeah. I went, no, really. I know none of you would say that about me when I leave, but I really want you to know, Baz, you've been a great mate and a great co-worker.
And he does a lot for
He does a lot
everything,
for
from
us.
the news to our promos
Yeah.
to everything, so we're really going to miss
So
Lee.
we're sorry you're moving on. And leave your sweets here because he feeds us sweets in commercial breaks to keep us high.
He's always my go-to if I need an actor or an actress's name pronounced.
And a what?
Actor or actress's
Oh,
name? What did you
what?
think? Did I need help?
Has he got another career that I don't know about? All right, well, so we wish you all the best, my friend.
It's sad.
Okay, now, Wells Plastic Surgery and Skincare and WTBQ want to draw your attention to this important cause with the Power of Pink photo contest.
To enter, all you have to do is take a picture of yourself, family, friends, and loved ones, all decked out in your powerful pink, and then submit it to us by October 28th for your chance to win.
One lucky winner will take home $2,500 in vouchers, of course, from Wells Plastic Surgery, Proof Fitness, Mulberry and Lime, and Dr. Gina Johnson-Higgins and Macy's. These are some of our most wonderful sponsors here at the station who always chip in every time we want to do something.
The winner will be announced on Good Day Kentucky at 9 a.m. and then again on Midday Kentucky at noon on October 31st this year.
Just remember, guys, one person gets the whole lot, $2,500 worth of prizes.
It's a great prize.
And I suggest enter, because guess what? There's 5 Christmas presents. Could you imagine if you gave someone a $500 gift voucher to someone?
Yeah, they'd
They'd be
that's
off their
fantastic.
face. They'd be
And-
so happy.
well,
They'd
and
think you're so rich.
best of all, we're raising awareness to
Yeah.
something that really consistently needs awareness.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I have to tell you, yesterday after the show, we filmed a show which will air next Friday for the whole hour. Jason, I can't remember his last name, from the Food Network, we did a whole show of cooking. Bourbon, bacon and butter.
Oh.
And I just want to give a little shout out to Shirley and Jim Clark, who two of our biggest fans. On the show, I invited them to come along. Think the Chew. We did it a little bit like the Chew.
Did they enjoy it?
They loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, they loved
I'm
it.
jealous.
Alrighty, I do want to do this first one. It's too much for me because I watch this every night.
Yes.
Do the
This
first
is,
one.
yes, my favorite.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to do it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to do the first one.
Because it's too much?
Yeah.
I get it now.
You're
Okay.
being a Florida girl.
Miami Beach.
Yeah.
These girls are right there. If you're a huge Golden Girls fan, your breakfast just got even more golden because listen to this. The ladies of the beloved sitcom now have their own cereal. Funko, the creators behind the vinyl pop dolls, are rolling out the limited time offer special edition breakfast. It's in Target stores. Now each box, it costs $8, but are you ready?
I know.
You're going to want to pay up because there's a Funko Pop doll of one of the 4 women inside each box.
I love this.
Yes.
I watch the Golden Girls every night at 11 o'clock when I hop into bed. And it's on channel 58
Yep.
on
Oh.
Spectrum.
Yep.
And I only get through, but I have watched every series.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen them all over and over, yet you can still watch them
They're brilliant.
over and over.
The best writing. Is $8 expensive for cereal? I don't buy cereal, so. Is it expensive,
I
Dee?
think so.
Okay,
Is it?
he's saying yeah.
Would you do it for the doll?
Oh, he doesn't even know who Golden Girls are.
Well, do you like that they're kind of done in that pop art? type
Totally.
thing? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, they're.
You've got to buy it. In fact, we've got to find it and we'll bring it on the show.
Yes, we need one of each
Yeah.
because we need that. I feel
Well,
like
that might be
maybe.
hard. That's a lot of money. I'm poor.
Oh, don't play that card. We know. We
Alrighty,
know you are
everyone, let's
rolling in
move
dough.
on. Are you dressing up your pet for Halloween? Catch this story.
Yes, speaking of
Researchers
dough.
suggest that this year more than 30 million people will spend about 400 million bucks. 480 million bucks. Did you hear that, everyone?
Yes.
To dress their pets up for the one day. With millennials leading the way, of course. That's more than double the costs in 2010. The top pet costume is a pumpkin, followed by a hot dog and a bumblebee. Overall, Americans spend you ready for this? 9 billion with a B, everyone, for Halloween.
It is the best holiday.
9 billion?
Costume and candies. It's the best.
Well, people say this. Oh, what's that? Is that a ghost?
Is that a ghost?
Oh, ghost, is it? Oh. Okay, they're telling me in my ear.
Oh. Some of them,
Okay. I don't know what that is.
I can't, what is that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Ice cream cookie sandwich.
It looks like the inside of
Yeah,
their
that
body.
doesn't look very. I don't like that costume.
The cat likes it. Oh,
I like that one.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's cute.
Would you do this?
Well, no.
No?
No.
That doesn't even look
that
like
a-
a costume. It's a lion. But it looks like he,
It
I mean,
looks
it
like
just,
the real thing.
It suits him well.
Yeah,
or her.
it's cute.
Yeah.
So we'd love to send us in some
Yeah,
of your
we want to
pet
see your
costumes
pictures. That's
from the-
on
Okay.
Facebook we put that.
I want to talk to you about this.
Okay.
All right. Listen to this. Kiera Knightley banned her daughter from seeing Disney movies that don't have feminist values. This includes classics like Cinderella, in which the leading lady waits for a rich guy to rescue her. Now, this doesn't mean every movie is banned in her household. She'll let her daughter watch other Disney movies like Frozen, of course. Is telling your daughter not to watch Disney movies an issue? Is she out of her mind? Like, isn't it just Disney?
Well,
Does
I
it
mean,
matter?
the message of the movie, I guess, whether it's Disney and it's cartoon or they have a lot of other versions now, they are kind of, I mean, the prince is always the hero in the story that saves the princess's
But isn't
life.
that what all little girls want? I don't know. No?
I mean,
I
does that
think
ever
so.
happen in real life?
Well, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
How many princesses do you know that this has happened, where they just have this horrible life and then this man comes along and
Prince Harry
just
and Meghan
saves
Markle.
it? She didn't have a horrible life. I think she was doing quite well for herself.
I still think he saved her.
This is the fairy tale. Well, okay, so fairy.
That's real life. No.
Well,
I
that's
think-
to be
I
determined.
don't see why. Look, maybe I'm not thinking the right way because I don't have children, okay? But I don't see any reason why you would want to ban Disney movies. How old are you? Look, you've got to remember, I didn't grow up with Disney movies. It wasn't a big thing in Australia.
Right, well, they were pretty-
So how old were you when you stopped watching Disney movies? These type
I
of
still
movies.
watch Disney movies. They're
No,
great.
but the ones like the original Cinderellas and things
Well,
like
that's
that.
what I mean. That's what I grew up on. What people can't watch now. She talked about The Little Mermaid was one of the ones that she loves so much. So it's so hard for her to ban ban that. I don't know if banning is the answer. They're great movies. They're great stories. Maybe just explain to your kids that this isn't real life. This is a fairy tale. Like, you know, just let them take in the wonder and the imagination part of it.
Oh, I just think it spoils your childhood by
Do
not
you?
being able to watch them. Yeah, I really do.
I don't know how
I think
feel
you
about
should just
this.
leave the kids alone and let them watch it. I don't think the kids look that deep in the message.
Well,
I really
mean,
don't. Do you know what I mean?
Kids' brains, when they're young, I guess, are their formative years. So if they're watching
Maybe
that,
I'm wrong.
No, I don't know either. It's
Yeah.
tough because I love these movies.
Yeah, I think they're so cute.
And grew up doing the ballets, all of
Yeah,
them.
I
I mean,
love it.
it's not even just Disney. Fairy tales in themselves are, you know, the real fairy tales are not what
Yeah.
Disney makes them out to. They're a little
got
more
you.
sinister.
Tell us what you think. We've put this up on Facebook page. I think Kiera Knightley's gone too far. It's just, you know, a lot of hogwash.
She says Mona's good, and I think
Moana.
Yeah.
Isn't she the
that
Hawaiian
shows how many I've
princess?
seen. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Polynesian, I should say. See, I'll get in trouble for that. now.
what's the other one with she's a soldier.
Frozen.
Well, Frozen and Mulan.
Right.
Mulan, they're okay.
How does our producer know this stuff? She's just putting in our ears like these names. I'm like, I don't
See,
even know
those
what
were
it is.
sadly those weren't out when I was a kid.
Got you. No, I don't know.
Those
them
were
either.
more
Unlike
adult.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Yeah,
Do you know
I'm
what I
there
mean?
with you.
Yeah. Alrighty. Should you be charged for a bachelorette party that you were actually invited to? A bride sent an invoice to the guests at her bachelorette party. In an email, they each received a bill which split up the price of things that guests enjoyed. One of the guests posted it on an online forum to see what others actually thought of that. Now, some of this was said to have been ridiculous. Others said it makes sense because weddings are so expensive and at least you know what you paid for. Okay, one person pointed out that if the cost of alcohol on the list was so low, then it was a lame party. I sort of tend to agree. The poster responded that the event was a BYOB. I'll bring your own booze, okay.
Hello.
But the bride expected everyone to pay for the alcohol she brought.
Why is she bringing alcohol in the first place?
Okay, this is what I want to ask you people. Now, can we just put that back up? I just want to see
The
how much it
itemized
was
list.
over.
It's
Did we ha-
$23.81 for each of her 7 guests.
And the bridesmaids are upset about this?
Well, I think they're more upset about, I don't think they're upset about the money. I think it's a little off-putting to receive an itemized bill for a party you went to. Most
Okay.
people know, you know, they're going to chip in some money. Usually it's a lot more than that, to be
Okay.
honest. But to
I-
have it
all right.
actually
Okay, well, what-
itemized out by the bride.
What are the rules then? Well, should not have the bridesmaid or the maid of honor
Yeah, I
build
think
that
so.
out? Is
Well,
that
and
not
that's
her
what she
job?
said. Did the bride send this to you? Are you in the bridal party? I'm struggling to wrap my head around how anyone could think this is reasonable. That's when one person wrote it.
And here's the thing. I think with the, issues of today with money and things like that, I also think if you can't afford a bachelorette party, maybe you shouldn't have one.
Well, yeah.
But don't normally the friends and the bridesmaids normally pay for everything
Yeah,
normally?
and I mean, you usually know that going in. It's very expensive to be
Yeah.
in a wedding to begin with, and that's what somebody else said. You know, when you go to a bachelor or bachelorette party, usually you chip in like $250. You
Really?
know, well, I mean, it just depends. It depends how
Wow.
big you go and what
Yeah.
you're doing. It can be very expensive, but this one was so small.
$27.
And then
is
it
what
was,
you
I
said.
mean, even down to 28 cents for paper napkins.
Look, it's not, and nothing's worse. Tell us at home, people, if you've ever been out with people at dinner
Right.
and they go, and you all decide to split the bill, and they go, yeah, I only had one spring roll, so I shouldn't have to pay for...
Do you do that?
No. I immediately put my card out and pay the bill
The
because I
person-
don't want anyone saying it's $21 a head. I
Well,
hate that.
I'll tell you, the person who doesn't drink always gets kind of the shaft on that
always-
because
well,
that's the expensive
and
part.
I will say, and we jumped off from the bride for a moment, but it's almost like all the years in Australia when I used to go out with all my buddies and they'd have girlfriends and I was single.
Yes, and you
they
pay for a
used-
couple.
I always pay for a couple.
Yeah.
And I ended up saying to them one day, I said, listen, boys, I said, I'm cool. Do you know what I mean? And I'm happy to do whatever. But why can't we do it, you say it's
Per
$45 a head, I'm 45 and you're 80 or 90. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe they were trying
Because
to
the girls never
push
had to.
you into
Well, the
bringing
girls
a date.
never had to pay. Do you know what I mean? And I'm totally all for that. So the men used to always
The
pay
girls
the bills.
paid. No, just
No, what do you
I'm
mean?
just kidding.
What?
In some way.
Oh, Yeah, putting up
Just
with us.
kidding.
But I think it was always, I always got the raw end of the stick.
I think they were just encouraging you to bring a date. That was their way of doing it. They're like, we're going to make him pay, so he better just kind of pony up and find a date.
Didn't really work.
Yeah, it didn't work.